The Hourglass Sanatorium is a 1973 Polish film directed by Wojciech Jerzy Hawes and adapted by the original Bruno Skol's novel. It is a film that effectively uses a surrealist narrative to depict themes of grief, the Holocaust, dreams, sexuality, the loss of childhood innocence, the concept and deconstruction of time, reminiscence, and so much more. Scenes and locations are shown blend into one another in such a dreamlike manner, following a labyrinthical narrative. Both the novel and the film focus on deconstructing time, feeling stuck in the past and unable to confront your current reality. In the film, this is shown through the protagonist named Joseph, finding himself literally trapped in his own memories. Both the positive ones of him and his father before his unfortunate death, and the traumatic memories of the Holocaust. The consistency of time hardly exists in the world he is stuck in and ultimately has no control in, similarly to how people with PTSD feel no control over their flashbacks. Due to the film's ambiguity, it could be relatable in some contexts at any age. The Hourglass Sanatorium is simply timeless. Just hearing the transient score immersed me into a world that is both so different yet so similar to mine. The mesmerizing cinematography also allows for this film to truly establish its atmosphere, allowing the viewer to be sucked into the world that Wojciech Jerzy Hawes depicts here. Even with minimal dialogue, the Hourglass Sanatorium has constant visual storytelling that allows the world depicted here to truly develop itself. Joseph is a character that has nothing in his present to hold on to, as he is still processing the death of his father. He wants to go back and live through his childhood, before his dad died and before the Holocaust. However, even his own memories of them have gotten incoherent, as he finds himself trapped in his own surrealist state of memories and dreams. It's really interesting how everyone around him seems to treat him like a child during these sections, especially in the beginning of the film, as it shows that he's still desperately trying to feel a stronger connection to his childhood. The author of the original novel was a Jewish man who was tragically murdered during the Holocaust, and while Joseph was not initially Jewish in the original story, he was changed to be Jewish in the film adaptation, allowing the director to include themes of Judaism and the everlasting horrors of the Holocaust. When making a film about these topics, it had to be a surrealist experience. When blending together all of our concepts of our own past and attempting to differentiate what has really happened to us and what we've made up, our minds can't always truly process it. The sanatorium doesn't just slow down the present and allow people to live in the past. It instead tries to replicate how we remember what happened in the past, in comparison to what has actually happened. This explains why the tone constantly shifts from fantastical and whimsical to nightmarish and downright terrifying. While the sanatorium might be able to depict the wonderful sense of naivety associated with our childhoods, it also depicts our nightmares and takes our fears into account as well. A lot of this movie consists of what happened to Joseph during his childhood, although a lot of it also consists of his own personal fears and grief. The fear in this comes from having these most personal nightmares not only come to life, but also convince you that it's how things really happened. This is probably one of the most fascinating depictions of the loss of innocence, and it's a theme I didn't notice to be as prominent in the film until I read the original Bruno Skol's novel. The reality is that Joseph can no longer reflect peacefully on his childhood, even the aspects of it that he was initially fond of, because his memories of being a child has been tainted after his visit to the sanatorium. The sanatorium is a complex depiction of childhood, nostalgia, grief, the tragedy surrounding the Holocaust, the deconstruction of reality and time, as well as everything else that the director was able to achieve through adapting this story. The perplexing beauty of this film might seem hard to access at first, as it was for me, although the more I think about it, the more I can see my own life being reflected through the sanatorium. Through the film's existentialism and overall depiction of the human experience, I feel as if the sanatorium is a place I've personally been to over the course of my life. It's something that I'll always be able to indulge myself in and feel as if it captures not only my experiences, but also the rest of humanity.